God's response doesn't make him a good provider or a bad provider. He is. See, whether the Lord gave her a child or not, he is the provider. Whatever his provision was, whatever that looked like in Hannah's life, her obedience to the Lord would display that provision. Paul responded by saying, right, remember, I will boast in my weakness. That was his response. Hannah responds, he was yours to give and he's yours to have. Our obedience displays God's provision. Last, our obedience displays God's provision. The perfection of God's provision is not dependent on him meeting our desires. That's the way we think about it, right? Because of our entitlement. This is the way I think he should move in my life, and this is how I define good for me. So if God is a perfect provider, he will finish this equation. That's not the provider, the all-knowing God that we worship. His provision is perfect for our transformation and his glory. You see, this means that if you're in a place in your own story right now and you're praying and you're crying out to God, much like we see Hannah and Paul do, and you're crying out for a new job, but the way that God moves is he has you staying in the job that you're at. His provision is perfect for your transformation and his glory. If you're in a place where you're crying out to God and you're praying for healing of medical and health, and God heals, his provision is perfect for your transformation and his glory. If you're in a place where you're crying out to God for financial provision and you inherit millions of dollars, his provision is perfect for your transformation and his glory. But if the rest of your story, when you cry out for financial provision, is that you have to struggle and fight for every single penny that you have for the rest of your life, his provision is perfect for your transformation and his glory.